transit system is growing in Richmond, which is really great for its citizens.
Richmond just overhauled its entire transit system.
We recently redesigned all of the bus network, and we installed a BRT, which we call the Pulse.
I think historically, Richmond is probably pretty typical of a smaller to mid-sized city in the United States, and the transit didn't get as much attention, I think, as it probably deserved.
Obviously, it feels like everyone has a car.
It was certainly not extremely reliable, low-frequency buses. It could take you a really long time just to get across town.
It was long overdue for Richmond to take a holistic look at how transit needed to modernize and better respond to the needs of the communities that it serves today. The Pulse, our bus rapid transit line, the first in Central Virginia, was the impetus, the real driver behind all of this transformation for public transportation in Greater Richmond. The Pulse opened in 2018 to tremendous success.
I love the Pulse. I love the fact that it goes from this end of town all the way west end into Willow Lawn.
I think they projected the ridership to be 3,500 rides per day, and it's closer to 8,000 now.
As we were going through the early design of the Pulse project, it became apparent pretty quickly that it's great that we were going to have a new spine for our transit system, but in order to have a holistic, healthy body, we had to look at all the other limbs.
We got in touch with Jared Walker, who really did a very good job in resetting our system so that the Pulse was a hub itself, the connector between all the other lines.
And it was a lot of education of elected leadership, a lot of education of community leadership, and trying to get everyone to realize that we hadn't really invested in transit for decades and decades and decades, and this was a big chance to take a big step forward.
We ended up with 5 15-minute lines and the BRT being a 10-minute line, which changes the way the system works. As Jared Walker says, frequency is the gold standard.
I know several people who have never ridden the bus ever before, and then after the redesign last year, the Pulse coming in, they now ride it pretty frequently.
It is progressing, and I do appreciate it that there is an increase in bus routes as people are vocalizing what it is that they need in the community.
Henrico County in 2018 approved and funded its largest public transportation investment in about 25 years.
We added a significant dollar amount so that we could expand our transit network to the western part of the county, which is really where all the service jobs are, Short Pump Mall. And then we expanded. For me, it was important because I represent the eastern part of the county. We expanded transportation into the night, so I think buses roll into 11 o'clock maybe. And then on the weekends, we've been able to kind of help people be able to be more flexible in their life.
It's been an interesting experience as an actual rider seeing the changes, because some of the changes were for the best and then some of the changes still need to be worked on.
While bus ridership is up, which is great, it's still not up in all of the places, and it's not as effective as it could be for everybody.
A lot of our routes, especially on the south side and in the east end, just have minimal to no amenities. Just a post jammed into the ground. It's often not even a concrete slab, just dirt, mud.
Having a trash can, having a shelter, just something that you can wait under.
If we're going to spend all this money on bus service, we got to make it so people can get to the bus stops safely.
We are getting approvals and moving forward with ordering new bus stop shelters. Yes, we have this beautiful new bus rapid transit service. Yes, the stations are gorgeous and we're really proud of them. But all of our other bus stops that are busy are also great candidates to have amenity improvements.
We had a big conversation that's coming up about local dedicated transportation funding, and that's, by local I mean regional. So we don't have a regional dedicated transit funding stream in the Richmond region.
We talk about everything regionally, and so I think transportation has been one of those things that we've kind of isolated in silos with, but we need to start talking about it from a broader perspective.
We're going to be out there lobbying for more funding. If there was an opportunity to get some extra dollars, if it made sense, I would definitely be there lobbying for that.
The moment is just real hot for improving local service because we have such a great BRT and we can build on that to improve our local service throughout the city.
I'm hoping that this is just the continuing story of how Richmond embraces more mass transit options.
I appreciate the changes that have been made, and I look forward to hopefully seeing more changes being made.